Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Mexicanas en el Mundo. I'm Alexandra, a Mexican living in Switzerland, and tonight I'm going to teach you how to make buñuelos de viento, which is a Mexican dessert which is very common during Christmas season. You use it during the Christmas parties. It's a very typical dessert during Christmas parties. Now, thanks to the big brands, you can find this during the whole year, but I'm going to teach you how to make homemade ones. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Okay everyone, so here are the ingredients to make your buñuelos. Of course, the most important one is the buñuelo mold. In Mexico, these are actually really easy to find in the local markets or in some cooking shops, but for us that don't live in Mexico, I've actually found it on some Amazon links. So I'll put the links on the description so you can buy them, and like that you can make your buñuelos. The rest of the ingredients you're going to need are 2½ cups of multi-purpose flour, 2 1/4 cup of room temperature milk, 2 eggs, also room temperature, 2 spoons of melted butter, it's about 30 grams, 1/4 teaspoon of ground salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of vanilla essence or vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of sugar. This one you have to put it separate from the rest of the sugar you're going to need, which is 2 cups, about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. And the oil, the cooking oil you're going to need it depends on the size of the pot you're going to use. You need a lot of oil, so I used about 1.25 liters in the size of pot I'm using, so you can just calculate. You will need a lot of oil to make your buñuelos. Okay, the first step is to mix all our dry ingredients. So in a bowl we're going to put the flour, the tablespoon of sugar, the salt, and the baking powder, and with a fork we're just going to mix it in well. Okay, so the next step is adding the wet ingredients. So I'm going to add the vanilla extract, the eggs, and the milk into the bowl, and I'm going to mix it in with the hand mixer. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to add the butter into the bowl, and that would be the last of the ingredients that go into the mixing process. Okay, so I finished mixing all the ingredients for the buñuelos. One thing that I really want to comment is the texture of how this has to look. It's kind of like similar to a pancake batter, I would say. It doesn't have to have any lumps. It has to be very smooth and creamy, no lumps at all. So if you still have lumps, just keep on using the mixer until you dissolve all those lumps. Okay, so I'm heating up my oil. It has to be very hot to be able to use it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my buñuelo mold in the oil so it also heats up in there. The mold has to be extremely hot so you can put it on the buñuelo mix, otherwise it won't work. So you have to put in your mold in there so it heats up as well. Okay, so the next things you're going to need while you're making your buñuelos are a big plate. I use 2 paper towels. I fold them in half and put them here. These are to get the excess oil off the buñuelos. And 1 or 2 forks. I don't know how many you feel comfortable using with. These you're going to use to dish out or spoon out the buñuelos from the oil. So they just they work like a hook. They hang on the fork. Okay, so now I'm going to test how hot the oil is. What I usually do is I just grab some batter with the fork and then let a drop fall into the oil. Oh, okay, it's perfect. So now we can start making them. Okay, so The oil is heated, we already tested it, and now we're going to start making our buñuelos. What you do is you take the mold out of the oil and you shake it a bit so that all the excess oil falls off. And you're going to dip your mold into the batter. Something very important is it doesn't have to cover the mold fully, so you just dip it in partially. If you put it in fully, the buñuelo won't come off when you put it into the oil. It'll be stuck to the mold, so you don't want that to happen. So just put it in partially and then just put it in the oil. Shake it a bit so it comes off. Really easy. And you leave your mold in the oil so it heats up again. You leave the buñuelo dough in the oil for about 20 seconds and then you flip it over. They're done super fast and you don't want them to burn, so it's about 20 seconds per side, and then you dish it out with a fork and put it into your plate. You can see they start getting golden. You can see the color. It's very fast. And we'll repeat the process. Okay, so here are all the buñuelos we made. I made 48, so with the batter you can make about 50. They all look really, really nice. One thing I want to point out is fresh made buñuelos, they're not crispy, and a buñuelo should be crispy. So what I like doing when I'm going to make them for an event or a party is I make them 1 or 2 days in advance so that they get crispy, because if they're fresh made, they have a more soft consistency. And they taste nice, but they're not as nice as they should be. So just keep that in mind, that if you want to make them for a party or something, just make them 1 or 2 days in advance. Okay, and the very last step in making our buñuelos is putting the sugar coating on them. So what you're going to need is a flat plate, and there you're going to add the sugar and the cinnamon. You're going to mix it with a fork so it's well mixed, and then you're going to pass the buñuelos into the sugar mix and transfer them to a baking pan or whatever you want to leave them in for the end. Okay, so we're finally done putting all the sugar on the buñuelos. For those of you that don't know what they look like, not sure if you can see, they kind of look like snowflakes. They're quite beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make the recipe, and I hope you guys enjoy making it yourself. I'm sure your friends and family will love it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please watch the other videos. Just click on the links, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.